Hello everybody. Today we are going to study about network topology. Before proceeding to the lesson, let's have a look at the learning outcome of this video. We will learn about bus network, ring network, star network, tree network and mesh network in this video. Firstly, let's study about bus network. This picture shows an example of bus network. Bus topology is a network setup where each computer and network device is connected to a single cable or backbone. The terminator is used to absorb the signal when the signal reaches the end, preventing signal bounce. When using bus topology, when a computer sends out a signal, the signal travels the cable length in both directions from the sending computer. When the signal reaches the end of the cable length, it bounces back and returns in the direction it came from. This is known as signal bounce. Signal bounce may create problems in the computer network because if another signal is sent on the cable at the same time, the two signals will collide. Collisions in a computer network can drastically reduce the performance of the computer network. The advantages of bus topology are: firstly, it works well when you have a small network. Secondly, it is the easiest network topology for connecting computers or peripherals in linear fashion. Thirdly, it requires less cable length than a star topology. The disadvantages of bus topology are: firstly, it can be difficult to identify the problems if the whole network goes down. Secondly, it can be hard to troubleshoot individual device issues. Thirdly, bus topology is not great for large networks. Besides, the terminators are required for both ends of the main cable. Next is, additional devices slow the network down. Lastly, if a main cable is damaged, the network fails or splits into two. Now, let's learn about ring network. This is how a ring network looks alike. In a ring topology, all devices in the network are connected via a cable that loops in a logical ring or circle. In ring topology, the data circulates in a logical ring shape within the network. The physical shape of the network need not be in ring or circular shape. A ring topology can be a logical circle that has no start and no end. Terminators are not necessary in a ring topology. Signals travel in one direction on a ring while they pass from one computer to the next. Each device in ring topology can regenerate the data signal so that the data signal may travel the required distance without signal quality deterioration. The advantages of a ring topology are: firstly, all data flows in one direction, reducing the chance of packet collisions. Secondly, a network server is not needed to control network connectivity between each workstation. Thirdly, data can transfer between workstations at high speed. And lastly, additional workstations can be added without impacting performance of the network. The disadvantages of a ring topology are: firstly, all data being transferred over the network must pass through each workstation on the network, which can make it slower than a star topology. Secondly, the entire network will be impacted if one workstation shuts down. Thirdly, the hardware needed to connect each workstation to the network is more expensive than Ethernet cards and hubs or switches. Now, let's study about star network. This picture shows the example of star network. In a star topology, computers aren't connected to one another but are all connected to a central hub or switch. When a computer sends data to other computers on the network, it is sent along the cable to a central hub or switch, which then determines which port it needs to send the data through for it to reach the proper destination. There are some characteristics of a star topology. They are: firstly, all cables run to a central connection point. Secondly, if one cable breaks or fails, only the computer that is connected to that cable is unable to use the network. Thirdly, a star topology is scalable. Besides, as the network grows or changes, computers are simply added or removed from the central connection point, which is usually a hub or a switch. Lastly, because there is so much cabling used to connect individual computers to a central point, this may increase the cost of expanding and maintaining the network. In star topology, the central site plays an important role. If it fails, all the connections will go down. Performance of the central hub dictates the performance of the connection. For a star topology, it may happen that two nodes might be close to each other, however, they will have to communicate via central node. The advantages of star topology are: firstly, it has centralized management of the network through the use of the central computer, hub or switch. Furthermore, it is easy to add another computer to the network. Besides, if one computer on the network fails, the rest of the network continues to function normally. The disadvantages are: a star topology may have a higher cost to implement, especially when using a switch or router as the central network device. Furthermore, the central network device determines the performance and number of nodes the network can handle. Lastly, if the central computer, hub or switch fails, the entire network goes down and all computers are disconnected from the network. This picture shows how a tree network looks alike. A tree topology is a special type of structure where many connected elements are arranged like the branches of a tree. For example, tree topologies are frequently used to organize the computers in a corporate network or the information in a database. In a tree topology, there can be only one connection between any two connected nodes. Because any two nodes can have only one mutual connection, tree topologies create a natural parent and child hierarchy. In computer networks, a tree topology is also known as a star-bus topology. This is because it incorporates elements of both a bus topology and a star topology. The characteristics of tree topology are: it is ideal if nodes are located in groups. It is used in wide area network. Furthermore, it has better flexibility and better scalability. The advantages of tree topology are: firstly, it is a combination of bus and star topology. Secondly, it provides high scalability as leaf nodes can add more nodes in the hierarchical chain. Thirdly, other nodes in a network are not affected if one of their nodes get damaged. Moreover, it provides easy maintenance and fault identification. The disadvantages are: large cabling is required as compared to star and bus topology. More on the failure of a hub, the entire network fails. Lastly, tree network is very difficult to configure than other network topologies. Now let's study about mesh network. Mesh topology is a type of networking where all nodes cooperate to distribute data amongst each other. This topology setup allows for most transmissions to be distributed even if one of the connections goes down. It is a topology commonly used for wireless networks. This picture shows an example of mesh network. The advantages of a mesh topology are it manages high amount of traffic because multiple devices can transmit data simultaneously. Furthermore, a failure of one device does not cause a break in the network or transmission of data. Thirdly, adding additional devices does not disrupt data transmission between other devices. The disadvantages of a mesh topology are the cost to implement is higher than other network topologies, making it a less desirable option. Secondly, building and maintaining the topology is difficult and time consuming. Lastly, the chance of redundant connections is high, which adds to the high cost and potential for reduced efficiency. That's all for today's lesson. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all could understand today's chapter. If you have any doubts or questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe our channel for more videos. Thank you so much. See you all next video.